Oh, I didn't know.
Picking on it.
All right.
I mean, I'll be glad to do it, but she's
Sure.
not here.
Yeah. Well, I don't really want, I want to make it fresh. This is available. But, okay. Great. I was hoping someone could help me out.
Yeah, well,
So,
Put my name on it twice.
all right. Thank you. Thank you.
one of the Orange County, I think we got.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Well, today is the third game, so we could win the series.
Right.
Even though yesterday was,
I don't know, how would that?
well, Snell,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, finally came back.
right.
And everyone was thrilled. Like, the whole pre-game thing, freaking out excited. He really was, he was nervous. He blew it completely. We lost 7-0. It was just, they walked off. In fact, the last half of the game, it's like, it was like the game. Today is Robles. He was pretty good. And hopefully they can save it.
Yeah,
Talk about up and down. This is how we are.
So John, this one is because I said so, that's the title slide. There's two because I said so.
yeah, there's title slide, which is the first one, and the game one. Well, they both have it. There's two slides.
Yeah.
This one does not, so that's part of the content.
Right, that's the script. Go see the script. You see the script?
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's all numbered there for you.
Photo usually goes with.
I don't know. Let's see, did you check your email? I can't get reception. I don't know what you got. It says, there it is, too. Good. All right, looks like it. Do you see it? You see the script?
Which I'm glad that you did, because I
never had any idea.
Oh, good. Oh, really?
Okay, good, you have the script. I'm gonna go to the restroom.
Which is, I'm in the middle range. She's giving me samples to make sure that it works. But I'm telling you. Yeah, if it happens fast. Part of it is I always think it's going to work. Because I've been like that. Yeah.
Which Tina and I have mastered.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No problem, no problem.
Oh, and I was just so much because I see this. This morning they did a segment on I mean, it's just the most. 4-8 Imagine. It's going to be a documentary on Netflix. Oh, good friend, a good director. Yeah. One of the directors. But, oh my gosh, he said the only way to survive feel joy.
I think that's what it's like.
Oh no, it really touched me. So,
For hours or anything.
well, yeah, then it made me think, well, what trouble do I get? Because his parents, his daughters, his wife, brother, I mean, it just went on and on and on. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it.
People write that here. I know.
Right, and they, you know, how do you deal with it? First of all, the interview is a total different group of interviews. All the secrets to get the person to talk and not the 20 stop. How does this make you feel? Yeah. Yeah, so they're the best. And so, you know, but he was just great, but I just loved everything. I guess, but still, you're editing something together. Yeah, but isn't with that? He said that's how funny it is. He said, well, that's funny. Yeah, that's him, you know. It's always a good, it's always a good way to start. Yeah. Positive, negative. That's good.
Use glasses.
Yeah, I thought it was, and I think it's so pretty.
Thank you. Wearable art, right?
Wearable art. But anyway. Oh.
She said,
And then they warm up, and they go over to there. They do, so there's a point there. The only thing is, anyway, there,
Is that the one in the back?
and very back. Is
there a back door?
that there.
meantime,
Good. It's got my name all over it, so I'll get it back. I just wanted to do it. To add a change.
and then goals.
Good.
No, I like it.
It is. It is. And it is.
Because I'm like you.
That's what I do.
It's very detailed.
It's in the hard part is how much you actually have to add when you let go. Isn't that the hard part? But they still
Yes. Oh, yes.
fine, but you know, I think what's for the job.
All right. Enjoy reading
Same with friends.
Have a highlighter that might help. Need a highlighter? Usually in my bag I have like all the colors, but I didn't bring my bag. That's what I found. Fine tip though.
Yeah, I heard they
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I. So I just wasn't able for it.
really good singers. I guess it was
Oh, yeah, like that was a long time ago.
even Joseph.
This isn't like any secretary.
waiting at the mid rack.
Oh, just ignore He's waving and waiting.
Well, they were freezing.
So offended. That color looked nice. I love that color. You'll be saying but it's only, no, I never did say.
Happy birthday.
Get wired up.
Oh, yes.
I think we're good for today. So any changes other than Pastor Robert's gonna talk about his, but that won't be a problem, he's just gonna talk about the unity for two.
It's a fun.
Yeah, because she's.
Right.
It's fun to close, and that's why we like it. And I went in there to get back.
Yeah, and then, and then this one, this one is all about, if you're not receiving that, he's right after that. So, but you'll be fine, it always works out, Okay, just like everyone else.
You have a good day.
There's a slide for everything.
So it just stays up.
In fact, I don't want to, you don't even have to show them. You don't even have to show them this, because the talk themselves, they're really not necessarily discussed. They're not to speak to the audience.
And it's a fast moving car. Oh, good. But you'll notice, it's a fast okay, yeah. That's a good
One, two, three, testing. 1, 2, 3. Here we are at Unity of OC. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm familiar. Some very good, some not so good. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out here, right? Or someone in your life that meant something to. So let's stand and release here, everyone. I release and I let go. There was a time in my life I thought I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But when I can say, if you're discouraged, then can you make it through another day? You gotta let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. In my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yeah. Let's welcome Sandy to the platform.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity of Orange County. And for those of you that are tuning in on YouTube, welcome to you as well. We always start our service by affirming our prayer for our church and our vision and mission statement. So beginning with the prayer for our church all together. God is our strength, our substance, our source. And We open our minds to divine ideas, and we are grateful for the flow of good in our ministry. And our vision statement, we are love, honoring the divine in all. And our mission statement, we awaken, inspire, and transform lives through loving kindness, education, and service. We also want to repeat the 5 basic principles which were created by our founders, the Fillmores, and they are our core beliefs. Number 1, God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. Number 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. Number 3, I create my experiences, but I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And number 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. Number 5, I do and give my best by living the truth that I know I make a difference. And at this time, we always like to thank everybody that helped put this wonderful place together. First of all, our musical director, Bill Wolf, and also our choir director. John Harnick is on camera. Thank you, John. Waverly is streaming. Aaron Hardy is on audio. And our greeters are Jim and Rosemary Reed. Hospitality today is with Ellen Rudzik and Linda Waterman, and I've been asked to tell you that there's a lot of food. So stay and enjoy. Our trustees and chaplain today is Howard. And Howard, maybe if you stand up so they can see you, because Howard will also offer you personal prayer after the service in the lobby. So we're going to welcome back today our senior minister, Pastor Robert. And he's going to deliver a Mother's Day message, which I think is perfect, because I said so. Today we honor all of our mothers and nurturers who imparted a lot of metaphysical wisdom through their daily words. And I have a few announcements. We have an answer for you if you are not receiving our weekly email. For each person that our accountant submits to MailChimp, she receives a confirmation. However, if a person deletes themselves or unsubscribes, MailChimp does not permit adding again. Oops. Perhaps the emails are getting caught in your spam or junk mail feature. So take a look at your junk folder. I think a lot of us have had that experience. And Pastor Robert?
So on the, not next week, but the following week, I'll be offering my second class in the Unity Basics. The first class was about the history of unity, the movement. And the second class is about what the Fillmores taught, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founders of Unity, as well as the things that we advocate. One thing to know very clearly about what we teach and what we advocate, every person who comes into the Unity movement, we know that you're on your own personal spiritual path. And we accept that path. We just happen to offer teachings that we believe, in general. You don't have to believe them. You believe what you want to believe, and we will support you on that path. So I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks after the service, and we'll be talking about what we teach. Thank you.
And we also have a new book circle on Zoom, Wednesdays from 6:30 to 8 Pacific time, and it's going to start May 13th. And it's called The The book is called This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. It's the classic details practice for healing, improving your mind and body, and reaching one's divine self. Included are numerous inspirations, meditations, and prayers that individuals can apply to their lives, which reveal the unlimited potential of the spiritual psychology that Holmes founded. So if you wish to take part of this, a lot of people do, and it's great. Contact one of the facilitators to be added to the email address for the Zoom link to the weekly group. And one of those people is Diane Lukash. And if you sort of put your hand up there so they know who you are, and Diane Lukash at gmail.com. 928-301-2795, and then Howard, Mr. Everything over there, and his email is plassma@cox.net, 949-556-5775. And Bill?
All right, it's time to do our meet and greet. So share some love with everybody, right? Here we go.
We are one, we are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity we will live in harmony and peace will come, 'cause we are one. We are one, we are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity we will live in harmony and peace will come, 'cause we are one. And peace will come, 'cause we are one.
And now Pastor Robert.
Good morning, and thank you. It's so good to be back with you again. And I appreciate your prayers a couple weeks ago when I was going through an unexpected health challenge, and I am whole, complete, and perfect. So when Moses asked God at the burning bush, who do I tell them has ordered this? And he said, and the bush answered, tell them I am that I am. The I am, the burning bush, that light, that spark within Moses, the I am that Jesus Christ talked about, the light within. Jesus said many times, I am the light. He even said, you are the light. So we light this Christ candle in honor of this grand tradition that has been brought into our lives to live our light and to let it shine. And will you join me as we pray for the prayer requests in this box? We are grateful. We are grateful for all the people who have come forward with petitions, seeking prayer, seeking answers, seeking healing, wholeness, health, seeking prosperity, seeking guidance. That each person, each soul that has written their prayer out, their prayer request out, in this moment, in this time, that they know and experience the presence and power. The presence and power of light, the presence and power of love that is God, that flows through all of us and flows through each petitioner here in our prayer box. We know that God's light shines brightly in us and in them, and we claim healing here and now. And we claim this in the name of Jesus Christ. And so it is. Amen. So today, the daily word, blessing for mothers. How do they do that? This is uncanny. I bless and give thanks for the mothers in my life. That's our affirmation. Would you repeat that with me? I bless and give thanks for the mothers in my life. Today I celebrate and honor the world's mothers. First, of course, is the mother who nurtured and guided me to be the person I am through her love and example. I also bless those who've shown me a mother's love throughout my lifetime. These special ones may be grandparents, aunties, or other family members, perhaps a neighbor or a teacher took me under their wing, offered me support and encouragement. I have deep appreciation for them all. On Mother's Day, I bless the mothers and the mother figures in my life with thoughts of gratitude and love. I hold these dear ones gently in prayer, affirming that they know the tender, nurturing love of God as they have so selflessly shared. The scripture lesson today is from Proverbs 3:17. Her ways are the ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. So I'm going to ask you to join me in this moment of prayer and meditation. And if you're comfortable, to close your outer eyes, to be aware of the seat that you're sitting in, and to breathe. Breathing in and breathing out with care, with love, with peace. I breathe in peace. I breathe out calm. Peace, be still. I breathe in peace. I breathe out calm. Peace, be still. In this moment in time, we sit in appreciation for the nurturing love that we have received in our lives. The nurturing care, the kindnesses, the guidance. We give thanks for that. We give thanks for the people who cared enough to love us, cared enough to take care of us, cared enough to allow us to be who we are. In this space, in this time, I give thanks for all mothers in whatever form they appear, the nurturers of our world. And I claim that I too am a nurturer, and that you are a nurturer. I claim this nurturing power within me flowing through my body. I claim the love that flows through my mind and my heart. Spreading joy, spreading peace, sharing wisdom with those who ask. So I breathe into this moment, knowing that the peace and the power, the presence of Spirit is here with me, with us, with our world. And allow that nurturing Spirit to enthuse my life. To give me shelter and to push me out of the nest. So in this moment, in this time, I give thanks and praise for the souls who have gathered here, the love that we share, this ministry and how it ministers not only to us in this room, but those who are watching the video and those in the community, because we take our love out there. We take our nurturing out there. And I give thanks and praise for the opportunity we have to serve here and now. And so it is. Amen.
You stood by me, for all the truth that you made me see, for all the joy you brought into my life, for all the wrongs that you made right, for every dream you made come true, for all the love I found in you. I be forever thankful. You're the one who held me up, never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all. You are my strength when I was weak. You are my voice when I couldn't speak. You are the eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best that was in me. You lifted me up when I couldn't speak. You gave me faith 'cause you believed. I'm everything I am because you loved me. You gave me wings and made me fly. You touched sky. I lost my faith, you gave it back time. You said that stars was out of reach. You said by me I couldn't stand it all. I held your love, I had it all. I'm grateful for each day you give me. Maybe I couldn't know that mean, but I know this much is true. I was blessed because I was loved by you. You gave me strength when I was weak. You gave me a voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best in me. You lifted me up when I couldn't speak. You gave me faith 'cause you believe I'm everything because you love me. You were there, always there for me. Tender wind that couldn't see. Light in the dark, shining your love into my life. You've been my inspiration through the lives. You were the truth. The world is a better place because I loved you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. You lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe I'm everything because you love me. I'm everything because you love me.
What a great song for Mother's Day, Bill.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Let me put this together. You know, sharing a podium is a little bit like communal living. Maybe a little bit like squatting, actually. Everybody puts their stuff on the top, and it stays there until the next person puts their stuff on the top. So Mother's Day, you know, it always brings memories, and for some of us, gratitude and laughter, and for some of us, there are mild emotional flashbacks. And so the story goes that a mother visiting her son for dinner, he lived with a young woman who was just a roommate. And during the meal, Mom noticed how pretty the roommate was. And watching the two of them together all evening, she was suspicious and wondered if there might be more going on than shared rent and separate toothbrushes. And sensing exactly where her mind was headed, the son finally said, "I know what you're thinking, Mom, but I assure you we are just roommates." A week later, the roommate said, "You know, ever since your mom came to visit, I can't find the silver plate. You think she took it?" He said, "Well," the son said, "I doubt it, but I'll email her just to be sure." So he wrote, "Dear Mom, after your visit, the silver plate was missing. I'm not saying you took it, and I'm not saying you didn't take it, but the fact remains it's been missing ever since you were here for dinner. Love, your son." A few days later, he received her response, "Dear son, I'm not saying you do sleep with your roommate, and I'm not saying you don't sleep with your roommate, but the fact remains that if she was sleeping in her own bed, she would have found the silver plate by now under her pillow. Love, Mom." So Mom knows things, don't they? Sometimes they know them naturally, and sometimes they know them spiritually, and sometimes they have supernatural abilities. Because I've always believed that moms had eyes in the back of their head. And as we celebrate Mother's Day, we often think of that ideal mother, the loving, nurturing, cooking meals, folding laundry, chauffeuring children everywhere, giving advice to everyone, whether they ask for it or not. In other words, sort of like June Cleaver with a driver's license and a Costco card. But life teaches us that motherhood comes in many forms. Now, some people are blessed with extraordinary mothers, and others experience mothers who struggled or who were absent or unable to give what was needed. And so for some, Mother's Day brings joy, and for others, healing. But here at Unity, we widen that circle. We honor the biological moms, the stepmothers, the grandmothers, the foster mothers, the aunties, the spiritual mothers, the mentors, the caregivers, the teachers, and every person who has nurtured life, encouraged growth, or loved another human being in becoming fully themselves. Because metaphysically, mother represents more than a person. Mother is the divine feminine, the expressing as compassion, intuition, creation, nurturing, wisdom, patience, and unconditional love. I think we're in good company here. Mother is the energy within us that not only gives birth to children, but to new ideas and healing and creativity and new ideas and forgiveness, courage and transformation. That means that every one of us carries some form of nurturance and have that nurturing presence. And growing up, mothers shared their wisdom through famous one-liners. And at times, they sounded practical, sometimes dramatic, or mildly terrifying. But inside those phrases were spiritual truths, truths that are collective wisdom on how to think, how to behave, how to be a good citizen, how to be a good person. Now, let me be clear. Next to the Bible, Jesus, and dear Abby, my mother was the authority of the universe. So when she said, "Because I said so," the discussion was officially over. And it would have taken another parting of the Red Sea for her to change her mind. Yet spiritually, when our mothers proclaimed, "Because I said so," they were teaching us something deeper, that there are spiritual laws and principles that govern the universe, that govern our lives. And these laws and principles are constant. They're unwavering. In a sense, the spiritual principles themselves are telling us, "I said so." As Psalms 19 reminds us, the law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. Now, Unity teaches that consciousness matters, that choice matters, energy matters. Life responds to the consciousness that we bring to it. And as Mary Morrissey says, once you follow these universal principles, you'll see how opportunities appear and blocks dissolve. So sometimes mothers remind us of the power of spiritual law loudly, very loudly. And then there was the classic, "Were you born in a barn?" And the translation was, "Close the door, we're not air conditioning the entire neighborhood." But maybe the deeper message was, remember where you come from. Remember your roots. Remember those who prayed for you, those who sacrificed for you, taught you, and occasionally yelled your full Christian name from the front porch. In Deuteronomy, we read, "Remember the days of old. Consider the years long past." Our roots give us strength if we let them. And, remember, whatever happened in childhood eventually becomes material for therapy. And then came If your friends jumped off a bridge, would you jump too? And that was usually after we explained, but everybody else is doing it. So mothers understood peer pressure long before psychologists read books about it. And spiritually, maybe they were telling us and teaching us about individuality and discernment. Know thyself. That was a quote attributed to Socrates, and it's the cornerstone of guiding our personal growth. It's a cornerstone of knowing ourselves is essential in our decision-making and building strong relationships. And as we know ourselves, we remember what Shakespeare wrote in Hamlet, "To thine own self be true." We are the personal self, the ego and the personality, and this is all very temporary and is established by our beliefs and our presumptions and our roles. And we're also our spiritual self, the higher self, which is eternal, deepening consciousness connected to a deeper purpose. Now, unity teaches that we are created in the image and likeness of God, also known as the higher self. That means that the powers that we attribute to God is already alive within us. We are God's spirit alive, animating God's possibilities. So let us remember that God is all there is, and everything, including us, is God. Every aspect of us is God. So be true to God, in turn be true to yourself as that unique expression of God. You don't need to follow the crowd. You know the direction to take because it's perfect for you. And then there was the financial wisdom. Money doesn't grow on trees. But don't you love the child who answered, "Isn't that what MOM stands for? Made of money?" Now, most mothers were trying to teach us gratitude, stewardship, and responsibility, because small habits have large outcomes. As Benjamin Franklin warned, beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. In truth teachings, we understand money, like everything else, is energy. And our desire oftentimes is to collect and save the energy of money. And in its place, the money grows through our investments. Yet energy is not meant to sit unless you're a rock. Its desire is to flow and to spread its energy to others. The energy of money is energy that allows ministry and generosity and healing and creativity and service to move through the world. The great thing about the energy of money is it will flow in and it will flow out. Deuteronomy 8:18 reminds us, remember the Lord your God, for it is God who gives you power to get wealth. No, money may not grow on trees unless you're in the lumber business, but the energy of abundance does grow in our consciousness. Remember that God is your source. God is our source. And as you surrender to source, all your needs are attended to. All your desires that elevate your highest good will manifest. It's not on trees out there. It's here within, that inner tree that roots deep into consciousness. And then came one of the great maternal warnings of all time. Don't make me turn this car around. And when my mom said that, I knew I was in deep kimchi. And I honestly, I've said this before, I didn't know what kimchi was back then. Because whatever I was doing, or us kids were doing, was not acceptable behavior. So spiritually, I think my mom was asking, and mothers in general are asking, think about your choices. Are your choices centered in love, wisdom, health, and kindness? Or are they coming from confusion and fear, reaction, ego, or chaos? Our mothers were asking, will our choices assist us in living a positive, affirming life? Or will our choices manifest as disappointments, negativity, and complaining? There are all kinds of choices that we get to make in our lives. There's small choices like what to eat, and the larger choices like careers and investments. And then there are the life-changing choices like commitments and uncommitments and forgiveness and purpose. Perhaps even which medical treatment to have. All of our choices create the life that we have. And the question is this the life you want? Are we consciously creating the life we want? Proverbs 16:9 says, "The human mind plans the way, but the Lord directs the steps." Our mothers were saying, live consciously, pay attention, and please, please don't make me turn this car around. And then there was, I wasn't born yesterday. And that was usually after we told a story that sounded suspiciously creative. But spiritually, the message was live truthfully and live in truth. You know, unity teaches that truth is the alignment with divine mind, not merely appearances. Because appearances can deceive, and fear can deceive, and ego can deceive. But truth grounds us. And living truthfully means without any false pretense. And we all tell fibs. Well, I'll claim that for myself, but I'm just imagining that we all tell fibs, and sometimes we call them white lies. And you know the joke, where the three most famous lies are, the check is in the mail, I love your hair, and let's do lunch. Yeah. Now, I will always remember, as I was feeding the birds stale bread in the backyard, my grandma told me not to throw the bread on the sidewalk. And in my 4-year-old innocence, I asked why. And instead of her telling me because I said so, my grandma explained very carefully that birds could not eat breadcrumbs from the sidewalk because their little bellies would get scraped and they would never fly again. So at 4 years old, that sounded plausible, because after all, Grandma was one of the women I trusted most in life. But years later, when my dad was throwing breadcrumbs out on the driveway, I went ballistic. And then I began sweeping them away to save the local bird population. And my dad laughed in the way that he does. And he said, "Did you ever think she told you that for another reason? Birds can eat on concrete." And that's when I realized, that sometimes we inherit beliefs that sounded true at the time, but eventually need to be questioned with greater wisdom. And I don't know why my grandma told this story, but through the years, I discovered that Grandma's truthful stories were indeed just that, stories. And then came the dreaded, wait till your father gets home. Now, my mom rarely levied that threat, but when she did, that statement created immediate spiritual reflection. It was a down to Jesus moment, followed by panic. But metaphysically, perhaps what she was teaching was, turn this over to a higher authority, release control, trust divine wisdom. Unity's first principle reminds us of our authority. There is one presence and one power active in the universe and in our lives, God the good, omnipotence. So what does that mean? Well, part of the meaning is that everything and everybody comes from the one presence and the one power. And sometimes our ego says, I can do this myself. Anybody relate to that at all? Yeah. When in fact there is only one presence and one power. And its name isn't Robert Bright or Bill Wolf or any of your names as well. There is one presence and power. Turn it over to authority. We are invited to surrender the control of our ego and ego self to allow our higher self, our God self, to guide our human self. As David R. Hawkins reminds us, Surrender is not a weakness. It's the courage to let go, to turn it over to our higher power. Although, let me add, if you could avoid the scenario, your father's wrath completely, that was the best case, yes. And how about eat your dinner? There are starving children in the world. Now, most of us know nothing about the experience of starving. And as a kid, I did see the sad pictures of starving children. But they didn't live where I did, and they didn't have to eat the liver that was set in front of me. And in my house growing up, liver was the dreaded dinner. And I know my mom meant well, but she wanted us to have a balanced meal, and she was practical. She grew up poor, and they did not waste food. Beyond Mom's guilt trip was the spiritual message that said, take care of yourself. You're the only you in the world. And as I encourage people to affirm, I am the most important person in my life. I am the most important person in my life. Will you repeat that with me? I am the most important person in my life. And as the most important person in our lives, beware of what you're eating and what foods will serve you best. Beware of your body temple and its needs. Consciously take care of yourself. Beware of the stressors of the world. Find time to nurture yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually. Love your body. Love your life. And finally, the one thing that most mothers would say, you'll understand when you have children of your own. And at the time we thought, oh no, I won't. I'll do everything differently. And then one day we hear ourselves saying the exact same thing, only louder, because wisdom matures. And the higher message from Mom is, wisdom is spiritual understanding put into practical action. So knowledge tells us what something is, but wisdom teaches how to live with it lovingly. Wisdom is the calm voice beneath the fear, the pause before reaction, the compassion that replaces judgment, the trust that replaces panic. And as Thich Nhat Hanh beautifully said, wisdom is a living stream, not an icon preserved in the museum. Now, mothers may not always realize the depth of what they're saying in the moment, but love speaks through them anyway. And beneath all the warnings, the reminders, the lectures, the guilt trips, and traumatic sighs, there was usually the same message. I love you. I want the best for you. And someday you'll understand. So today we honor all the mothers, all nurturers, all caregivers, all expressions of the divine feminine. And we remember that the same nurturing spirit that lives in them lives in us. I'd like to close with a prayer first, and then together we're going to close it out with an affirmation. So I invite you to close your outer eyes and take a deep breath. God of infinite love, we give thanks for every person who is nurtured, guided, protected, encouraged, and loved us along the journey of life. We bless the mothers who are with us. We honor the mothers who now live in memory. We hold in compassion for those whom this day carries grief, longing, or healing. Awaken within each of us the divine mother energy, the wisdom to guide lovingly, the compassion to forgive quickly, the courage to begin again, and the grace to nurture life wherever we are. May we speak words that heal. May we make choices rooted in wisdom. May we remember who we are and whose we are. And when life becomes noisy, uncertain or chaotic, may we hear Spirit gently whisper, "Don't make me turn this car around." And if you'll join me in this affirmation that's up on the screen. There is within me a divine wisdom granting every step. There is within me a divine love nurturing every life. And there is within me a sacred strength always leading me home. And so it is. Amen.
There is a song that I'm going to sing that has an interesting background. This is from a musical called Minnie's Boys, and I bet you've heard of the Marx Brothers, right? The Marx Brothers are in this show, and Minnie was their mother, and she was a very loving mother, even though they were kind of crazy, right? So in the show, Zeppo, this one of the Marx Brothers, sings this song called Mama, a Rainbow. And I think it's a beautiful song. So. What do you give to the lady who has given all her life and love to you? What do you give to the reason you are living? I could window shop the world before I'm through. Mama, a rainbow. Mama, a sunrise. Mama, the moon to wear. That's not good enough. No, not good enough. Not for Mama. A palace, diamonds like doorknobs, mountains of gold to spare. That's not rich enough, no, not rich enough, not for my mama. Mama, a lifetime crowded with laughter. That's not long enough, no, not long enough. What can I give? That I can give you, what will your present be? Mama's love, so beautiful, always there, so beautiful, that's the mama I'll always see. That's for mama with love from me. And now, Sandy.
Well, this is, whoa! I promise you, I didn't drink anything but water this morning. Wow. So this is the time when we practice the principle of giving and receiving. Let's hold our gift in our hands as we say our offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We have a blessing envelope if you would like to have us keep track of your offerings for tax purposes. The act of giving, of course, is in its purest form, is a fundamental law of life. It's a core principle on which creation stands. What we give is what we create in our lives. We align with the universal principle when we give without expecting anything in return. And our church is solely funded through your generous love donations. And your financial support is greatly appreciated. There are many ways to donate. As you know, they're passing the basket around. And if you wish to bless the offering, please feel free to put your hand over the basket. Other ways to donate are you can text 77977, and in the message, Unity of OC Give, and you can go to the website, which is unityoforangecounty.com. Also, you can mail a check to 25310 Moulton Parkway, Suite O, P.O. Box 533, Laguna Woods 92637. And we would like Pastor Robert to bless the offerings.
We are thankful for these gifts, these tithes, these offerings that go to the betterment, the support of this ministry. We claim these gifts given in love and joy as we receive them in love and joy to further our work, our ministry, our love. We are so blessed, and so it is. Amen.
And do we have any first-time visitors today? Oh, yes. Yes, we have a couple, yes. Well, we're not trying to embarrass you, for sure, but we would certainly like to bless you. So together, let us do that. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. And then again, we invite you to join our hospitality. It's a great time to meet everybody in a more intimate way and learn more about the people of our church. And also, you can also fill out a visitor form, and it's on the table outside. And so thank you for everyone being here today. Have a great week, and today just think of all the fun things that Pastor Robert told us about our childhood. And now if you would all join us in the peace song and the prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. All together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yea, God.
podium there.
No, I put it on the TV.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, she just said, I saw your sign.
And I thought, well, I